Behold.
My overwhelming power. Its weight. Its girth.
You wanna know what happens if I swing this sword? Hello, my fellow hunters, or, well, in this case specifically, hello, my fellow wielders of overcompensation. It's over now. Yes, indeed. I can tell you that the reign of acidic cleverness and its stick-spits luck is over!
You're welcome.
Yes, indeed, Rajang's huge, girthy club is the new king, as is fitting, our Super Saiyan Monkey Overlord. Now, it is better, and only for Greatsword, because you need focus, which means you can't use a full-on offensive skill piece in place of the Damascus chest. So, sorry everyone else who likes Raw but doesn't need focus, you're still using Acidic Cleverness or Gold Rathian, depending on what's available to you, but for us Greatsworders, we're free! It's granted only the tiniest little margin better, and, well, I guess, to be fair, before I get into this, mathematics! So, and shout out to Honey Hunter and their awesome set builders here, because I just do not have the decorations to show you this properly in game. This was the tippiest top set for Greatsword killing things quickly as possible speedrunning. Now, don't worry, the final build that I'm going to show you here is a comfy build, because me and probably 99% of you watching are not the duo run hundreds of times until you get the perfect kill for a speedrun type. We like health boost, and we like focus all the way to level 3, so that's coming. But just to prove that this Greatsword is actually better, this is your current, sans Rajang, best, air quotes, offensive set. And if we compare it to the absolute best you can achieve using the Rajang, now that you are free of Teostra's Master's Touch, well, as you can see, you can go quite ridiculous with your offensive skill packing. Full boost, full agi, a bit of extra peak performance, and you are hitting like, well, a Rajang. But purple sharpness is very potent, and to show you the actual very simple breakdown, this is where the numbers lie. The Rajang only beats it by 2 points when all is said and done, and the extra bit of thunder damage on top of that. So it's not the craziest improvement in the world, but it is, okay, an improvement, and that's what goddamn matters, because I refuse to have to use a bloody Thora Magdaros looking weapon now that it can go to mod level 6. So all this in mind then, what am I actually doing with the build that I'll be using, that I'll be recommending? Well, honestly, it uses the exact same pieces as the highest potential build. You really just need to swap out decorations to make it actually, you know, usable in normal hunts without you having to play like a god constantly all the time. And to do that, you lose the peak performance, because peak performance is awful for everyday regular hunting anyway. So this finishes your focus off and starts your vitality, and yes, 2 focus is mathematically the sweet spot for efficiency. But I will be damned if I play this weapon without all 3! Then you simply swap the Challenger with Recovery up for Challenger with Health up, and I would put it right there.
If I had one.
And then finally, you swap out 1 attack for 1 vitality decoration. So if you have the ridiculous decorations that you need to do this, and you do need ridiculous decorations. I have no doubt that I will be still using my acidic glavenus with Teostra for a while until I farm them, or, you know, those of you that are using Shara, because it's just a lot simpler and easier, even if it's not quite as good, we're still gonna be keeping them for a good long time until we get the luckiest goddamn decoration drops in the world, because both those attacks would need to be attack times 2, and I need the challenger times 2, and oh my god, it's gonna take so fucking long. But the finished thing, you still end up with attack 6 and full agitator. You're only losing the final attack and the 1 peak performance to switch to focus and health boost and make this an everyday, nice and chill hunting set that still smacks things real hard with the power of Rajang. And that, I think, is absolutely fantastic. It just works, it's to the point, it is powerful, and you really don't have to make any sacrifices. 40 hits of white sharpness from your handicraft charm is more than enough for Greatsword. You are going to be going through that for a while before you need to tune it up. Honestly, it's much easier to deal with than trying to maintain the 10 hits of purple through Master's Touch. And of course, you don't want to be using attack plus affinity augment, because we want this to actually, you know, be nice and huntable, so we want our health augment plus affinity augment, and that of course leaves this club, even with the negative affinity, at 100% affinity. The minus 15% is cancelled out by the attack 4 and the augment, and then you've got your 40% and your 50% from crit eye and weakness exploit, and then once agitator is activated, which it nearly always is in Iceborne, because of flint shotting, you get to your final 10% and thus 100. So that all works out very perfectly. So, really, this is exciting. It is glorious. It is just a change. A goddamn change. There's not really much else to say. It's just a slight improvement on what you've already been using, but it is an improvement, and it does free you from having to choose between performance and aesthetics, assuming you do actually like the Rajang Club. So, I just wanted to put that out there real quick. I hope you've enjoyed this. Like if you have, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you, even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on, and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.